Hi guys, I'm very excited today to announce a brand new segment on my review channel. It's called Stash or Trash. This is all for you guys so that you can save even more money when you buy fragrances in the future. What this segment is all about you will find out next here on Nordic Fragrance, so stay tuned. Hi guys, I'm Tommy and you are watching Nordic Fragrance. Welcome. In every review video I make on this channel, in the description below, I write the goal and purpose of this channel. I don't know if you read it, not too many people read the description of the videos below anyway, so. But let me tell you about it. The goal and purpose of this channel is to help you guys, the viewers, to get the best fragrances available at the lowest possible price. So that you can smell your best and don't have to spend all your money on it. This is why I do this. This is why I spend time and energy making review videos for you, to help you guys get informed, so that you can buy the best fragrances possible at the lowest possible price. So I have mainly been looking for price-worthy designer fragrances this far. Fragrances like Rasasi and Ferragamo that are high quality fragrances that still doesn't cost too much. Those are the kind of fragrances I want to review and help you guys find. But lately I have been thinking a little. There are actually even more budget-friendly fragrances available out there. I'm sure you have seen them many times when you walk into a local supermarket and you go past the fragrances shelves and they stand there. The real cheap fragrances. There are mostly clones and inspired expressions fragrances. Those fragrances are dirt cheap. However, I have some bad experiences with those kind of fragrances. And I'm sure you have too. Many times they don't smell that great at all. The lasting power is terrible. They last like 1 hour or 2 hours at the most. And you oftentimes get a strong alcoholic burst when you first spray it in the beginning. Those fragrances are mostly crap, and that's why we are looking into the designer fragrances to get high quality fragrances. But I've been thinking, what if? What if there are some hidden gems among those clones and inspired expressions? We just don't pay any attention to them, so we don't know. And there are not any reviews on the internet about them as far as I can see. It's simply not worth spending your time to review such cheap fragrances. That's what I've been thinking before. But I happened to stumble upon a really great clone the other day. And I started to think that there must be a lot of other hidden gems among the budget fragrances really. It's just a question of finding them. So that's what I'm doing here in this brand new segment. I'm taking a closer look at the clones and inspired expressions fragrances. Which ones are good, which ones are bad. That's what I'm here to find out and help you guys find out. If they are good, you can stash them in your fragrance collection and use it in your rotation now and then. If they are bad, they go into the trash bin. So in this segment I'm going to make reviews of dirt cheap fragrances. And I won't spend too much time rating them. I will just keep it short and sweet and tell you if they are good or if they are bad. And hopefully we can find some really good ones so that we all can smell great and not having to pay too much money for it. Sounds good, right? Well, let's get started with the first review then. So the very first review here on Stash or Trash is a fragrance called Ignasius by the company Dreamworld. This is a clone or inspired expression of Paco Rabanne's Invictus. So let's go ahead and find out if it's any good or if it's just trash like most of them. Oh, and by the way, let me add, if I do own the original fragrance, I will compare them side to side. In this case I do own Invictus, so I will test them side by side and see how well Ignasius from Dreamworld stands up against Invictus from Paco Rabanne. So I will start with Invictus on this hand here. Nice and smooth opening. A sweet, bubblegummy vibe to it that we all know. Smells delicious. I love this fragrance, guys. And this is the clone. Ignasius from Dreamworld. It goes on this hand here. Sprayer is terrible, by the way. But what do you expect? Dirt cheap, right? You can't expect much from it. I don't put my nose to it right away because usually with those kind of fragrances you get a strong alcoholic blast right in the beginning. I don't want to hurt my nose with it. So let's see now. Yeah, it's surprisingly close to Invictus. But it's not quite there. I would say it's 80% like Invictus, based on the first smells. The missing 20% is nothing different really from Invictus. It's more 20% lacking in this fragrance. It's like it's 20% short of Invictus. It's missing like 20% of this fragrance. It's not quite as smooth, and it's not quite as strong as Invictus. So first impression of this Ignasius from Dreamworks, it doesn't quite match up to Invictus, to be honest. The longevity and projection of Invictus is really great, as you all know. You get about 8 to 10 hours out of it, and it projects really well for the first 2 to 3 hours. I have tested this fragrance for a week now, and I can say that it does last quite a while. I get about 6 hours out of it, and that's great for such a cheap fragrance. No doubt about it. But it's too weak, and it doesn't project more than like the first hour. So overall, this is not a great clone of Invictus, and I wouldn't recommend you buying this fragrance. Even though it is dirt cheap, you better go for the real deal here and buy Invictus. If you really want that kind of fragrance that is Invictus, then you really should buy the real deal, the original, I think. This just doesn't match up to Invictus in my opinion. So I'm sorry to say this, but the first Stash or Trash review was a dud. This fragrance is going to the trash. Not worth buying. Buy the real deal instead. I will be coming up with more reviews, of course, of cheap clones and inspired expressions fragrances in the future. Hopefully those are better than this one. Ignasius from Dreamworld, not worth buying, going straight to the trash. Hopefully we get a better fragrance to review the next time. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos in the future and support me. And until we meet again, take care.